Well, hi. I was chatting with my housemate Dylan last night, and we were talking about relationships, relating, and what a wild world to even comment on relationships. It's so personal. Every relationship is so different, so unique. Every person is so unique. But I wanted to share this bit that we were talking about, how we have been taught that relationships are something that's going to fix things. It's something that's going to just bring joy and love and beautiful moments, and kind of you can get in there and relax, and you've made it, you've done it, and then you're kind of set for life once you've found the one. And and what if, though, we had been taught that relationships were to expand, for both of you to expand, that you're going to enter into this thing and it's going to be a ride. It's going to be a challenge. It's going to bring things up. And so their sacred purpose is to expand us, to teach us things about ourselves and each other, and that it's going to call us into a bigger version of ourselves. And we are waves of vibration. We're like sound in this field of energy. We're energy beings. And so sometimes you're going to come together and it's just like you're harmonized. Like my friend David McKay was saying, it's like you're harmonized for a while in that wave. And then you can drop out and one person's out of sync. And then you're kind of trying to get back into sync with each other. But those moments that have been the most powerful, those moments where you meet someone and it's sublime. If you think about a moment like that in your life, and you think about where you were at in that moment, and what I would say is that you were in wholeness, you were in a great place, you were in love. You were in the field of love. And then you meet this other person and they are also in the field of love. Energy comes together and it's divine, it's explosive. It's love meeting love. And it's blissful, and it's magical. It's like you're in a different dimension. Things literally feel different. And I do believe it's the Tantra teaching, right? That when you come into those high vibrations of love, you literally move into a different dimension. And I've experienced, craziest synchron when I'm in that love energy of my love, when I am overflowing with it, which, it's been pretty rare. It's more and more these days. And I've had times where I've been in it for, a week or two, and my life has exploded with magic. But we drop in and out. I feel like, though, we've all had an experience of that. And so you meet and it's so beautiful. And we've been taught that it's the outside, something on the outside, that brings us that joy and that love, that somehow this external thing is making us feel that way. And so then it's feeling so good, right? Then you kind of just, you want to hold on to this, you want to hold on to this feeling, you want to hold on to this person or this situation. But of course, life is a constant evolving. We are sound waves. We might come in as pure love, and then you start to have doubts and thoughts about the future. And so you kind of come out of, or they do something that's a bit off-putting. And so you come out of that pure love, and now there's the disharmony. And because we haven't been taught that initial love came from ourselves, then we try to fix this. We try to please the other person and make the other person love us again. We try to be something that person wants us to be. We try and work through the issues of why we fell out of this. What did you do that made me fall out of this? And this is what I need you to do to keep me in this. It's interesting because you come together like that in love, and then one falls out. It's a real great opportunity to go, oh, okay, what were the thoughts that I was thinking that pulled me out? What happened to pull me out? Because I think what it shows in the end is that, or my idea is that relationships are this sacred ground to practice coming back to our own love, our own pure love, and then being able to meet others in that. And if they are in pure love, then it's, ah. But if they're dropped out and you're in pure love, it's still, you're in love, right? So it's still beautiful. So imagine if we were taught that relationships were a journey, an adventure, and that everyone would be a new adventure. And yes, there's going to be love and beauty and magical moments and intimacy and pleasure, and but also there's going to be challenge and exposure and vulnerability and work and expansion. And that the ultimate purpose of them is to keep coming back to sourcing your own love and peace. I like what Osho says. He talks about that every relationship and every master must fail to a certain degree, because how else would you come back to yourself? That the relationship with yourself, with your own connection, is the most important relationship. There's nothing higher than that. And if there was something outside of you that was the answer, you wouldn't go within. So the only answer, the only true peace and ecstasy is within. And this is a scary concept that Dylan and I were chatting about. It's a bit of a scary concept because it means your highest joy is the connection with your higher self, is the connection with the all. There's something in the peace of meditation and in the bliss and ecstasy of dreaming that is different to what we experience with each other. But we can bring the essence of that to each other, but we are sourcing it. The external world cannot give you any feelings. If you think about where your feelings come from, where the feeling of, let's say, love comes from, even though that's a confusing concept, love. But let's go with that. If you are loving someone, if you feel love, where is that feeling coming from? You can only experience love within yourself. Same with joy. You can only experience joy within your own being, within your own body. You can only experience peace within yourself. These are physical, emotional feelings. And nobody can give them to you. It's not possible that somebody can make you feel love or give you. I mean, I think, like the teaching is that we are energy fields. And so you can be vibrating as love. And in that resonance, I mean, this is scientifically proven, whatever you are emanating as, you're vibrating as a field that's at least 5 meters radius around you. Heart math, proven. And so when your field meets somebody else's field, you're like a resonance, like a tuning fork. And so that other person will tune into your field. So We can impact each other's fields, but then the feeling is sourced from in this person. This person comes into resonance and then they feel a certain way. So your experience, your sense of love is sourced from within you. Tangent. Don't know where I was going with that. What were we talking about? Ah, yes. So, some people will love you and you won't feel it. And other people that you want to love you, you feel it deeply. It's not them that's giving you the feelings. It's you conjuring feelings within you based on your beliefs and your desires. And so anyway, back to the original topic, which is new paradigm relationships. I'm really excited for these relationships that understand that we are responsible for our own connection to source. We're responsible for sourcing our own love and joy. And I love the concept of, it's just an idea. It's a concept that perhaps we don't have to work through so much. Perhaps we just, if there's an issue that comes up, we've dropped out of love and we go away and come back into our own love, source our own love, dream it the way we want it to be, dream the perfection, and then come back to the other person when we're in the love. It's pure law of attraction. It's conscious creating. It's taking responsibility for our own connection to source. Because if the external world is some kind of illusion, like all the teachers say, like this teaching says, the external world is some kind of illusion, and everyone in it is some kind of illusion, and everything is for you. And the game is for you to become the highest version of your loving, compassionate, wise self that you can be. Then what's the point in arguing with the smoke and mirrors? The task is to come back to ourselves, connect in with ourselves, source our own joy, our own connection, dream in what we want, and then allow the universe to unfold. Be inspired from that vortex, from the space of love and joy. We get inspired to action. And I've absolutely experienced this. And so, how do you deal with an issue in the relationship? What if the person's, aggressive, speaking to you rudely, obvious problems? So that what I would do is come back into my space, based on that contrast, decide what I want. I don't want to be spoken to that way. I want to be adored. I want to be spoken to with respect. I want easy communication. I want to feel safe in this. I want, dreaming into what we want and then letting it go. Letting it go. And being willing to trust that, being willing to let everything go, including the relationship. Because this is the other thing. We've been taught that relationships are meant to last. They're meant to last a long time. But if we were taught that each one was this journey of self-discovery and a journey back to what true love is and meeting another in true love, and that most relationships are likely to end. They're a journey. People are constantly changing. We're constantly evolving. And you don't know how long they're going to last for. And what's a better time frame? There's no such thing. There's no such value as it's better just because it's lasted longer. That's not true. You've met people that you might have only known a little while and they affect your whole life. So, a new paradigm of relationship where the goal is to find our way to true love, which is a connection with self and source first, and bringing that love and being responsible for bringing that love to the other person. And letting it free fall, always being willing to let the smoke and mirrors shift and change, letting love be the focus. And it's a challenge because you're constantly free falling, constantly letting go. In a way, you are alone, in a way, alone between you and God. But then, of course, you get to share that with another. And that's the joy of meeting in that moment where you're both in love separately. You're meeting in love because you're meeting as love. Well, I feel like that rambled all over the place at 16 minutes. Whew, that goes quick. Love listening to myself. Let me get on a roll. Lots of love.